First contact deception. Captain Maya Patel stood motionless in the observation deck of the Lunar Defense Station Artemis, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the outer reaches of the solar system. The massive screen depicted what appeared to be a routine asteroid field, but she knew better. Hidden among those rocks was something that shouldn't be there, something that had been watching humanity for decades. "Commander Torres, enhance Sector 7 Beta," she ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of what they'd discovered. The holographic display zoomed in, revealing a subtle distortion that would have been impossible to detect just 5 years ago. But humanity's quantum imaging technology had finally caught up with their silent observers. The object was approximately the size of a small shuttle, its surface covered in what appeared to be crystalline structures that bent light around it. It was beautiful, in its way, and absolutely artificial. This was the third such device they'd found in the past month, each one more sophisticated than the last. "Another Meridian probe," Torres confirmed, his fingers dancing across the neural interface that connected him to the station's systems. "Same configuration as the others, but this one's been here longer. Dating algorithms suggest at least 15 years. Maya allowed herself a small smile. 15 years, while these aliens had been watching humanity struggle with their first Mars colonies and fumble with primitive ion drives, Earth's best minds had been working on something far more ambitious. The facade of a species just beginning to reach for the stars had been carefully maintained, even as quantum computing, dark matter manipulation, and consciousness transfer technology had been developed in secret. "Status of Operation Looking Glass?" Maya asked, though she already knew the answer. This moment had been planned for years. "All systems go, Captain," Torres replied. "The Starweaver is in position, cloaked and ready. Admiral Chen has given the green light." The Starweaver, humanity's masterpiece. While the world's eyes had been on the public space program's clumsy rockets and basic space stations, the combined resources of Earth's nations had been poured into creating something unprecedented. A ship that didn't just travel through space, it bent reality itself. "Signal the Meridian probe," Maya ordered. "Let's see how our visitors react when their target starts talking back." Torres initiated the transmission sequence. The quantum pulse they sent would be impossible to ignore, and impossible to achieve with the technology humanity was supposed to possess. The message was simple: "We see you." The response was immediate. The probe's crystalline surface began to pulse with patterns of light, its stealth systems failing as it realized it had been discovered. New signals began emanating from it, reaching out toward the edge of the solar system. "They're calling for backup," Torres reported, excitement creeping into his professional demeanor. "Multiple quantum signatures detected at the heliopause. Big ones." "Right on schedule," Maya nodded. "Signal the Starweaver. Operation Looking Glass is now active." Far beyond Neptune's orbit, space itself seemed to ripple as humanity's greatest secret revealed itself. The Starweaver, a vessel that had never appeared in any public record, emerged from its quantum cloak. Nearly 2 kilometers long, its dark hull was covered in geometric patterns that seemed to shift and change, as if they weren't quite part of normal spacetime. The ship didn't reflect light so much as bend it, creating an effect that made it look like a hole in reality itself. The incoming Meridian vessels, 3 of them, each larger than anything humanity had ever officially built, decelerated from their faster-than-light travel. They were elegant things, their crystalline hulls reflecting the distant sunlight in rainbow patterns. They were beautiful, advanced, and utterly unprepared for what they were about to encounter. "Meridian ships are taking up defensive positions," Torres reported. "Their weapons are powered but not targeted. They're transmitting." The message that came through was translated instantly by the quantum eye. "Unknown vessel, you are in violation of Meridian observation protocols. This system is under preliminary evaluation for potential uplift. Power down your systems and prepare for inspection." Maya stepped forward, straightening her uniform. This was the moment everything had been building toward. This is Captain Maya Patel of the Earth Defense Force vessel Starweaver. Your probes have been in violation of Earth's sovereign space for decades. We've known about your presence for quite some time, and we've prepared accordingly. Power down your systems and prepare for a long overdue conversation about the future of human-Meridian relations. There was a long pause before the response came. When it did, even the AI's translation couldn't hide the confusion in the alien transmission. Impossible. Your species has shown no signs of quantum manipulation capability. Our observations indicate. Your observations, Maya interrupted, showed you exactly what we wanted them to see. Humanity has never appreciated being watched without our knowledge or consent. Now, shall we discuss terms as equals, or would you prefer a demonstration of just how incomplete your data has been? The Meridian ships remained in formation, their crystalline hulls pulsing with patterns that the ship's AI interpreted as signs of agitation and uncertainty. Maya knew this was the crucial moment, the point where humanity's greatest gamble would either pay off or lead to disaster. Starweaver actual to all points. She transmitted on an encrypted quantum band. Stand by for revelation protocols. Let's show our visitors exactly what they've been missing. The game of deception was over. Now came the real test, whether humanity's leap into the stars would be greeted with respect or hostility. Either way, there would be no more hiding in the shadows. The age of humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage had begun, and Maya Patel was about to ensure it started with a bang. The unveiling. The crystalline spires of the Meridian flagship gleamed in the pale light of the distant sun, its surface rippling with patterns of uncertainty. Inside the Starweaver's command center, Captain Maya Patel watched as the alien vessels maintained their defensive formation, their weapon systems cycling between active and standby states, a clear sign of their indecision. "They're scanning us," Commander Torres reported, his neural interface pulsing with incoming data. Quantum, gravitational, dimensional. They're using everything they have. And sir, he paused, a slight smile crossing his face, they're getting nothing. The quantum shell is holding perfectly. Maya nodded, satisfaction warming her chest. The quantum shell technology, humanity's greatest defensive achievement, didn't just deflect scans. It fed false data back to observers, making the Starweaver appear as whatever its crew wanted it to appear as. Right now, the Meridians were seeing exactly what Earth wanted them to see, glimpses of capabilities that should have been impossible for a primitive species. "New transmission incoming," Torres announced. Text only this time. The message appeared on Maya's neural display. "Your vessel defies our understanding. We have monitored Earth for 73 cycles. This level of advancement is not possible within that time frame." Maya's response was measured, carefully crafted to push the Meridians further off balance. "Perhaps you should consider that your understanding of possibility is limited by your own assumptions. Humanity has had quantum manipulation capability for longer than you've been watching us. We simply chose not to reveal it." The delay before the next response was longer this time. Maya used the pause to check the status of Operation Looking Glass's secondary phase. Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum transmitters were activating, revealing a network of defense platforms that had been invisible until now. Earth's mask was coming off, piece by carefully orchestrated piece. "Captain," Torres called out, his voice tight with excitement, "we're detecting massive quantum disturbances at the edge of the system. The Meridians are calling for reinforcements." "Right on schedule," Maya replied. "Signal the Artemis. Begin Phase 3. The space around the Starweaver began to shimmer as its quantum shell entered active mode. To the Meridian sensors, it would appear as if the human vessel was existing in multiple states simultaneously, a demonstration of mastery over quantum mechanics that went beyond anything their observers had believed possible. The new Meridian message came through with markings their AI translated as indicators of extreme urgency. "This violation of observation protocols will be reported to the Galactic Council. Your species has demonstrated dangerous levels of technological deception." Stand down immediately. Maya allowed herself a small laugh. Dangerous? No. Cautious? Yes. We had to be sure we could defend ourselves before revealing our true capabilities. Your own history shows what happens to species that expose their advances too soon. We learned from your mistakes. As if to punctuate her point, new signals began broadcasting from Earth's direction. The quantum network was fully online now, revealing not just defense platforms, but an entire infrastructure that had been hidden in dimensional pocket space. Mining operations in the asteroid belt, research stations near Jupiter, quantum communication relays near every major planet. All of it had been there for years, invisible to Meridian observers. Multiple new contacts, Torres reported, his voice steady despite the tension. Meridian battle group entering the system. 8 vessels, heavy cruiser configuration. Maya straightened in her command chair. This was the moment that would define humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. Everything that followed would depend on how they handled the next few minutes. Open a general broadcast, she ordered. All frequencies, all formats. When the channel was ready, she spoke with the authority of not just her command, but of all humanity. To all Meridian vessels, you are now in sovereign human space. Your observation protocols, which we never consented to, are hereby terminated. We are willing to establish diplomatic relations as equals, but we will not be treated as a primitive species to be studied and controlled. The Starweaver's quantum core hummed to life, its power signature deliberately unmaskable. Around the solar system, hundreds of quantum platforms activated simultaneously, creating a defensive grid that would have been the envy of any spacefaring civilization. We have prepared for this moment for generations, Maya continued. Every probe you sent taught us more about your technology. Every observation post you established helped us understand your capabilities. You thought you were studying us, but we were learning from you. Now we offer you a choice. Recognize humanity as equals and begin genuine diplomatic relations, or maintain your current course and discover exactly how much of our capability remains hidden. The response came not as words, but as actions. The Meridian vessel's weapon systems powered down, their defensive formations shifting to a neutral configuration. Their next transmission carried markings of both caution and respect. The Meridian Oversight Council requests immediate diplomatic contact. Your demonstration has adjusted our assessment of human civilization. Maya smiled. Phase 3 had succeeded beyond their highest projections. Diplomatic shuttle is already prepared, she responded. And before you scan for it, yes, it's been here the whole time. You just couldn't see it. As the cloaked diplomatic vessel decloaked between the two fleets, Maya reflected on the decades of preparation that had led to this moment. Humanity had hidden in plain sight, building their strength while appearing weak, developing their technology while seeming primitive. Now, as they prepared to take their place among the stars, they did so not as supplicants, but as equals. The Meridians would soon learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their quantum technology or hidden fleets. It was their ability to adapt, to plan, to turn their observers' assumptions against them. The game of deception was over, but the real challenge, earning their place in a galaxy that had underestimated them, was just beginning. Diplomatic chess. The Grand Assembly Hall of the Meridian diplomatic vessel Eternal Light hummed with an energy that had nothing to do with its quantum cores. Captain Maya Patil sat at the crystalline table, her dark uniform a stark contrast to the shimmering, organic architecture around her. Across from her, First Speaker Lyrix's crystalline form, pulsed with bands of deep blue, a sign of intense concentration, according to her neural interface's cultural database. Your deception, Lyrix began, their translated voice carrying harmonics of both admiration and concern, has created a significant disturbance in the galactic community. The Arcturus Confederation is demanding an emergency session of the Galactic Council. The Zentari Collective has already recalled their ambassadors from 3 systems. Maya kept her expression neutral, though inwardly she smiled. Everything was proceeding exactly as Earth's diplomatic AI had predicted. The reaction of other species to humanity's emergence is hardly our responsibility, she replied. Our concern was, and remains, the security of Earth and its colonies. A new figure entered the chamber, a holographic projection of a Zentari representative, their insectoid form rendered in perfect detail. The collective disagrees. The new arrival buzzed. Your species has demonstrated not only advanced technology, but a concerning capacity for deception. How can any civilization trust a species that could hide such capabilities? Ambassador Zexexeth, Maya addressed the Zentari directly. Your own species maintained a false pretense of technological limitation for 3 centuries before revealing your quantum tunneling capabilities. We simply learned from the examples set by our galactic neighbors. The Zentari's antennae twitched, a sign of discomfort at having their own history turned against them. First, Speaker Lyrix's crystalline surface rippled with patterns that the translation AI interpreted as diplomatic amusement. The human makes a valid point. A new voice joined the discussion. A Nephilim observer materialized in another chair, their energy-based form casting soft light across the chamber. Many species engage in technological deception during their early development. The humans simply excelled at it. Maya nodded to the Nephilim representative. Their species had been the first to secretly contact Earth, though they had honored humanity's request to keep that contact hidden. Excellence in defense should not be viewed as aggression, she stated. Humanity sought only to ensure we could protect ourselves before revealing our true capabilities. The chamber's quantum field rippled as more representatives joined the session, some physically present, others as holograms or energy projections. The news of humanity's emergence had spread faster than even Earth's most optimistic projections had anticipated. The real question. First, Speaker Lyrix interjected, their crystalline form now pulsing with diplomatic greens, is not how humanity hid their advances, but what role they will play now that concealment is no longer necessary. Maya activated her neural interface, bringing up the diplomatic proposals that Earth's combined councils had prepared. We have several suggestions for mutual cooperation, she began, starting with a joint research initiative into quantum shell technology. The chamber erupted in a cascade of reactions: interest, suspicion, excitement, and concern, all manifesting in various alien ways. Maya let the chaos swirl around her, knowing that this too was part of the plan. Humanity's technology wasn't just advanced, it was different, developed along paths that other species hadn't considered. There is also the matter of the Proxima incident. The Zentari ambassador chittered, their translator struggling to convey the complex harmonics of accusation in their voice. Maya had been waiting for this. You mean the quantum anomaly that your observation post detected near Proxima Centauri, the one that your analysts couldn't explain? She allowed herself a small smile. That was our first successful test of the quantum shell technology. We knew you were watching, so we let you see just enough to question your assumptions about us. The revelation sent new waves of discussion through the assembled representatives. The Nephilim's energy form brightened with what seemed like appreciation, while the Zentari's hologram flickered with agitation. A dangerous game. First, Speaker Lyrix observed, their crystalline surface now showing patterns of deep thought. You risked much by revealing your capabilities in such a manner. Humanity has always been willing to take calculated risks, Maya responded. But we also understand the importance of balance. That's why we're proposing the formation of a new interspecies research consortium, with Earth serving as a neutral ground for technological exchange. The proposal was met with a mixture of interest and skepticism. The Nephilim representative was the first to speak in favor, their energy form pulsing with approval. The humans have demonstrated both technological prowess and strategic thinking. Such a consortium could benefit all species. As the discussion continued, Maya received a priority alert through her neural interface. Commander Torres's message was brief but urgent. Unknown quantum signatures detected at the edge of monitored space. Non-standard meridian configurations. Maya kept her expression neutral as she processed the information. It seemed not everyone in the galaxy was pleased with humanity's emergence. Some factions would prefer Earth remained in its supposed technological infancy. Before we proceed with additional proposals, she addressed the chamber, her voice cutting through the various discussions. I believe we should address the battle group approaching from the Kuiper Belt. Unless, of course, their presence is officially sanctioned by the representatives here. The chamber fell silent. First Speaker Lyrix's surface displayed patterns that the AI translated as alarm and confusion. The Zentari ambassador's hologram flickered rapidly, their species equivalent of agitation. What battle group? Lyrix demanded, their crystalline form now pulsing with urgent patterns. Maya projected a holographic display in the center of the chamber, showing the approaching vessels. It seems some factions are not as interested in diplomatic solutions as others. Perhaps now would be a good time to demonstrate why attempting to force humanity back into submission would be inadvisable. The game of diplomatic chess had taken an unexpected turn, but Maya wasn't worried. After all, humanity hadn't revealed all their capabilities yet. Not even close. Shadow War. The approaching Meridian battle group materialized from quantum space like crystalline predators, their hulls gleaming with weapon signatures that even Earth's most advanced sensors struggle to categorize. In the Starweaver's command center, Captain Maya Patel watched the tactical display with the calm of someone who had prepared for this moment her entire career. 12 vessels, Commander Torres reported, his neural interface streaming real-time data. Configuration unknown. They're not matching any known Meridian designs in our database. Because they're not supposed to exist, the Nephilim representative's energy form pulsed beside Maya. They had chosen to remain aboard the Starweaver when the diplomatic session was evacuated. Those are Midnight-class vessels, the Meridian Purist faction's secret fleet. Maya nodded, unsurprised. Earth's intelligence networks had suspected the existence of a hardline militant faction within Meridian society. First Speaker Lyrix, are you seeing this? She transmitted to the diplomatic vessel now safely beyond the potential engagement zone. With great concern, Lyrix's translated voice carried genuine alarm. These ships and their commanders do not answer to the Meridian Council. They are extremists. Traditionalists who believe emerging species should be contained, not embraced. The tactical display updated as the Purist fleet moved into attack formation. Their ships were darker than standard Meridian vessels, their crystalline surfaces absorbing light rather than reflecting it. They were beautiful in their menace, like black diamonds against the void. They're transmitting, Torres announced. Text only. The message was brief. Humanity will return to its proper place in the natural order. Your technology will be contained. Your advancement will be reversed. This is not a negotiation. Maya allowed herself a small smile. Commander Torres, initiate Protocol Prometheus. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden quantum network hummed to life. But instead of revealing weapons or defenses, it began broadcasting data, massive amounts of it, on all frequencies and in all formats that Earth's scientists had discovered the Meridians could detect. What are you doing? The Nephilim representative asked, their energy form fluctuating with curiosity. Showing them why underestimating humanity is a mistake, Maya replied. We're not just broadcasting our technological capabilities. We're broadcasting our history, our art, our music, our literature. Every triumph and tragedy that made us who we are. Let's see how their quantum processors handle the complete works of Shakespeare alongside differential calculus and quantum mechanics. The Purist fleet's advance slowed as their systems struggled to process the flood of information. Their crystalline hulls flickered with patterns of confusion and growing concern. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Torres reported, excitement creeping into his voice. They're trying to jam the transmission, but they can't, Maya finished. Because it's not just data. It's our story. And humanity's greatest weapon has always been our ability to communicate, to share ideas, to inspire. The tactical display showed the purest ship's formations beginning to waver. Their quantum shields, designed to protect against energy weapons and conventional attacks, were useless against this assault of pure information. Earth had turned its entire quantum network into a cultural transmitter, broadcasting humanity's journey from cave paintings to quantum mechanics. Fascinating, the Nephilim observed. You're not attacking their ships. You're attacking their certainty. New signals began emanating from the purest fleet. Distress calls, system warnings, requests for guidance. Their ships, sophisticated as they were, had never been designed to handle this kind of warfare. How do you fight an enemy that responds to your aggression by sharing their entire civilization's knowledge? Second wave initiating, Torres announced, broadcasting historical records of human responses to attempted subjugation. Special focus on instances of successful resistance against technologically superior forces. The purest fleet's formation broke entirely. Some ships attempted to maintain their advance, while others began backing away. Their crystalline hulls showed chaotic patterns of light that the AI translated as confusion, frustration, and in some cases, fascination. Interesting choice of defense. First speaker Lyrix's transmission carried harmonics of admiration. You fight not with weapons, but with wisdom. Not entirely, Maya replied, as the Starweaver's quantum shell rippled with barely contained energy. We just believe in giving potential adversaries a chance to learn from history before they repeat it. Commander Torres, are the quantum phase cannons charged? Fully charged, Captain, though I don't think we'll need them. He was right. The purest fleet was already beginning to retreat, their ships turning away from Earth one by one. Their final transmission came through with harmonics that the AI translated as a mixture of frustration and reluctant respect. Your response to our aggression is unprecedented. The purest faction will need to reconsider its position on emerging species. Maya turned to the Nephilim representative. Your people have been watching us longer than the Meridians. You knew we would respond this way, didn't you? The energy being's form brightened. We suspected. It's why we maintained our secret contact with Earth. Your species has always understood that true power lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the ability to change minds, to share ideas, to inspire growth. As the purest fleet retreated into quantum space, Maya received a priority message from Earth Command. The quantum network's broadcast had been received not just by the attacking fleet, but by civilizations throughout the local cluster. Requests for cultural exchange were pouring in from dozens of species. It seems, Maya mused, that in defending ourselves, we've accidentally launched the largest diplomatic initiative in human history. The Nephilim's energy form pulsed with what might have been laughter. Accidental? No, Captain. This is simply humanity doing what it does best, turning the moment of potential conflict into an opportunity for connection. The galaxy wasn't ready for you, but perhaps that's exactly why it needs you. New Dawn. One standard galactic month after the purest incident, the observation deck of lunar station Artemis had been transformed into an unprecedented gathering of species. Captain Maya Patel stood at the panoramic window, Earth hanging like a blue jewel in the void before her, as representatives from 27 civilizations mingled in what had become known as the First Cultural Confluence. The Starweaver floated in high orbit, its quantum shell now configured to be fully visible, a symbol of humanity's new policy of transparency. But it wasn't the advanced warship that had drawn delegates from across the local cluster. It was what had happened during the Shadow War, when humanity chose to defend itself with ideas rather than weapons. Your broadcast changed everything. First speaker Lyrics observed, their crystalline form reflecting Earth's blue light. The purest faction's influence has crumbled. Their secret fleet now serves as a cultural exchange flotilla. Maya smiled at the irony. Sometimes the best way to defeat an enemy is to turn them into a student, and then into a teacher. Around them, the cultural exchange was in full swing. A Zentari historian was engaged in an animated discussion with a human archaeologist about parallel developments in their species' early tools. A group of Nephilim energy beings hovered near a classical music performance, their forms pulsing in harmony with Bach's Brandenburg concertos. The quantum network is reporting unprecedented levels of data exchange. Commander Torres reported, approaching with a holographic display of network traffic. Everything from engineering principles to recipes for chocolate chip cookies. The Arcturus Confederation has officially requested the complete works of human fiction for their cultural archives. And our technology? Maya asked, though she already knew the answer. Being shared responsibly, Torres confirmed. The quantum shell designs are being released in stages, with appropriate safeguards. But honestly, Captain, most species seem more interested in human art and philosophy than our weapons. A soft chime indicated another arrival through the quantum aperture. The massive form of an Accione emerged, the first of their reclusive species to ever attend a multi-species gathering. Their crystalline exoskeleton contained swirling gases that changed color with their thoughts. "We have been watching." The Accione's translated voice resonated through the chamber. Your species' response to the purest aggression was illuminating. You had weapons that could have destroyed them, yet you chose to share knowledge instead. Maya nodded respectfully to the massive being. Humanity learned long ago that victory through destruction is temporary. Victory through understanding is permanent. An interesting philosophy for a species that developed such formidable military technology, the Accione observed. The best defense isn't a strong weapon, Maya replied, but the ability to make weapons unnecessary. Earth developed the quantum shell and the phase cannons, hoping we'd never have to use them. We preferred to let potential adversaries understand us well enough to choose peace on their own. The chamber's quantum field rippled as a new hologram materialized, a direct transmission from the Galactic Council itself. The form of High Speaker Venerx, a being of pure energy and thought, took shape before them. The Council has reached a decision, the High Speaker announced. Earth's proposal for the Interstellar Cultural Exchange Initiative has been approved. Furthermore, humanity has been granted a permanent seat on the Council, with special advisory status on matters of cultural integration and diplomatic innovation. A murmur of approval rippled through the gathered representatives. The Nephilim's energy forms brightened. The Zentary's antennae waved in their species' expression of celebration, and the Accione's gaseous interior swirled with colors of satisfaction. There is more, Venerx continued. The Council recommends the establishment of Earth as the primary hub for galactic cultural exchange. Your world's unique history of cultural diversity and adaptation makes it ideally suited for this role. Maya exchanged glances with Torres. This was more than they had hoped for. Not just acceptance into the galactic community, but a central role in shaping its future. We accept, Maya responded, with one condition. The exchange must be genuine and equal. Earth will not become a curator of static cultural artifacts. We propose instead a living laboratory of cultural evolution, where all species can learn and grow together. Agreed. The High Speaker's form pulsed with approval. The age of isolation and observation is over. The age of collaboration has begun. As the gathering continued, Maya received a private message through her neural interface. It was from Admiral Chen, still coordinating Earth's defense network from the Starweaver. Well done, Captain. When we first detected those Meridian probes all those years ago, we never imagined it would lead to this. Maya looked out at Earth again, now seeing it not just as humanity's home, but as a beacon for a new kind of galactic civilization. The quantum shell technology that had hidden their advances would now serve to protect this new exchange of ideas and cultures. The weapons they had developed would stand guard not over secrets, but over a future of shared knowledge and understanding. Commander Torres, she said, send a message to all Earth defense stations. New protocol designation, Rising Dawn. From this point forward, our primary mission is not just the defense of Earth, but the protection of this new era of cultural exchange. As she watched representatives from across the galaxy sharing stories, art, and ideas, Maya realized that humanity had achieved something far greater than military or technological superiority. They had shown the galaxy a new way forward, one where strength came not from the ability to destroy or dominate, but from the courage to share, learn, and grow together. The age of deception was over. The age of discovery had begun. And humanity, for all its young age in galactic terms, would help light the way forward.